All right, great. And we're live. Well, hello, parents. As you know, my name's Graham Matthews, and I run the Ace Chem Accelerator program, which is a program designed to help your child earn an A star in A-level chemistry in less than 16 weeks. So today what I wanted to do is I want to pop into the group, the channel, the page, look, whatever you watch in this live stream, and answer a question. And the question I get is, Graham, what exactly is the Ace Chem Accelerator program? You know, is it group? Is it one-to-one? I mean, what is it? All right. And so this is how I explain it. So keep in mind that a dilemma, as we talked about before, is when you only have two options, option A, option B. And so the dilemma that the parents have now is that they're looking for tuition for the child, say for A-level chemistry, and they're on the social media and they're being bombarded by these advertisements. You know, all the tutors are out there. They're all advertising. If they go to the online tutor website, all right, what they see is all the tutors have now put their profiles up on the advertising. And of course, that's the good that they are, because, you know, we're coming up to exam season. And of course, the tutors know that the parents, they're looking for tuition for their child. And so now the parents have this dilemma, because what it is this. It's you either go with group or you go with one-on-one. And we've got to kind of like clarify what group is. So group tuition is, you know, the other day I was talking about the franchise tutoring centers, you know, like those empty offices that you see at the malls. And sometimes you see parents on the weekend or after school hours finding some excuse to hang out in the mall for 2 hours. Now, right, when the child is getting tuition. Yeah, that is group tuition. And so what group tuition is this, is that you drop your child off, I'd say like the franchise tutoring center, and then it's one teacher making just about minimum wage, and there's about 3 or 4 students sitting around the table, and they're all being tutored the same exact question, because it's coming from a worksheet, a pre-programmed approach that somebody has decided that they can brand this, and that the franchise owner has now decided, yeah, I'm going to go buy into this. Okay, this is group. Now you're thinking, the problem with that is that, you know, in the franchise tutoring centers, there's not too much room for individuality in group. They've all got to do the same exact question. They've all got to do the same exact worksheet. All right, this is group at the franchise tutoring center. Now, meanwhile, you can map it on to the online version of group. Now, the online version of group is this. This is when a teacher with a free Zoom account figured out something. They figured out there's a business model out there that they said, hey, you know what? Rather than just tutor one student one-on-one, I can tutor one-to-many. So I've got my free Zoom account. I can get, say, about 3, 4, 5 students in the same room in Zoom at the same time. And then I can tutor them all at the same time. And so, you know, sometimes you may have, say, 10 or even more students. It turns out it's like webinar idea of everybody in there at the same time being tutored by the teacher. And now, from the tutor point of view, it is a fantastic model to follow, because you know what? Free Zoom account, internet's real cheap, 1 hour of time, all of the students in the same Zoom room at the same time, okay? You're thinking, you're not just making the amount of money that you would make tutoring one student. It could be 10 times the amount of money that you're tutoring one student. You've got 10 students in the group. So from the tutor point of view, it sounds a really, really good idea. Problem is, from the parent point of view, it's not a good return on your investment, because it is an investment to get tuition for your child, all right? Because this is what happens with the franchise version of it, like the brick and mortar version of it. What you've got is this, is that your child, it's assumed that they have the same level of understanding as everybody else in that little group, and they're all going to do the same exact question, and they're all going to go follow a linear pattern from question 1 to question 2 to question 3. Right? Same thing with the online version. With the online version, again, what you may have is that you may have students in there, all right, with differing abilities in A-level chemistry. Say, for example, you may have a student in there who's got a B, or maybe a C, or a D. They got this like mix of students in there. And what the tutor's trying to do is they're trying to, oh, we'll just go over some questions and I'll answer any questions that you may have. All right. And they go, yeah, great, fantastic. So from the tutor's point of view, they've done the job. Your child may be sitting there going, yeah, you know, I really didn't get too much out of that because I didn't know what they were talking about. Like maybe have a D. Well, I didn't really know what they were talking about, to be honest with you. So I sat there for like an hour. I tried to figure out what was going on. Oh, right. Or on the other hand, if your child is an A, and in there, you've got students who are like a C or a D, they go, well, you know, done all the questions. I know what he was going to say. So kind of like it was a waste of an hour. All right. So your child may not be learning what they should be learning in the group tuition model. All right. Because it hasn't been set up correctly by the tutor. The tutor is going in there just trying to make as much money as they possibly can. All right. Now, the other option in this dilemma is this, is that you go down the one-to-one route. If you go down the one-to-one route, this is what happens. Again, as a parent, you start to run into problems. If you go to the franchise tutoring model that we talked about the other day, one-on-one can cost you an awful lot of money in a franchise tutoring center. I mean, first off, they got to find a specialist who's actually specialized in, say, A-level chemistry. And then they're really, really, really jacking up the price to make sure that you're paying premium for it. And again, the teacher at these franchise tutoring centers, they're just following a pre-programmed approach put together by the person whose name's on the outside of the door. Right. So again, from your perspective as a parent, you're thinking, yeah, maybe not the best use of your money. All right, number one. From the point of the child, yeah, maybe. I mean, if they click with the tutor and they understand what's going on, that's great. But on the other hand, you're thinking, there's no motivation there. I mean, there isn't anybody else there that they can possibly talk to, and you know, teenager to teenager, and explain it to each other, and work out the questions and keep each other motivated and build up a skill set. All right. So you say, okay, well, what I'm going to do then, rather than do the franchise tutoring center one, I'm going to do the online version of one-to-one tutoring, which sounds really, really great. Yeah. Only one slight problem, and that is only one slight problem. That is, from the tutor point of view, they're not making that much money because they're all advertising the one-on-one services on the free tutoring boards. You know, where they can put the profile up and a little bit about them, offer you a free lesson, make sure your child, you know, likes working with them. Yes. And that is like working on Amazon. I mean, it's like a race to the bottom. You're always going to be undercut. You're always going to be undercut. And so in the end, the tutor is not making that much money per hour. And so now what they've got to do is they've got to get in as many lessons as they possibly can in order to make buck by the end of the day or the end of the week. Right. Now, what this means then is they don't really have that much time to go prepare for the lesson for your child. It's kind of like, oh, a bit of a rush. You go to this one. Oh, it's a bit of a rush. I have to do this one. Oh, it's a bit of a rush. You go to this one. At the end of the day, they're all talked out, they're kind of like, just like mentally fatigued. And then the next day they got to do it again. So group is where your child is in a group, either in a franchise or in a Zoom room, and all the students are in that group, and the tutor is either in the front of the room in the franchise tutoring center, or like sitting on a table, or leading the Zoom meeting, and they're trying to answer all the questions that the students possibly have. Okay. Issue with that is that all students are not at like the same level coming in. Or you could go for like the one-on-one. You could go for like the one-on-one, and you're thinking, pay a lot of money for a franchise tutoring center version of it. True. Which is just going to follow a pre-programmed approach. Or if you go for the online version of it, you go, well, yeah, now the tutor has to have so many lessons a day, so many lessons a week to go make book. Right. So group one-to-one. The next question parents ask me then is, all right, Graham, so we can tell that you aren't a big fan of group tutoring. True. You're not a big fan of one-to-one tutoring. Absolutely. Well, then what exactly is the ACE Chem Accelerator program? Simple. It's a course. It's a hybrid course. It is a hybrid course that your child should be taking in sixth form college. And it gives them the information, the knowledge, the skill set, and the strategies that they should be learning at sixth form college. All right. But I've spoken to so many parents, it's like, you know what? Either they don't like the chemistry teacher, or their child doesn't like the chemistry teacher at sixth form college, or maybe they're not getting the result that they want from the teacher. There's not the support that they need, and so they're looking for something else. And so what the ACE Chem Accelerator program is, it's a hybrid course. So it isn't group. No. Parents say to me, is it group? No, it's not. Well, is it one-to-one then? No, it's not. Well, then what is it? It's a course. It's a hybrid course. Right. Okay, what's the advantage then of this hybrid course? Well, simple. All of my students, when they enroll in the course, they all start each week at the same level. Why? Because they all watch pre-recorded curricula before they come into lesson with me or one of my tutors. Oh, so it's kind of like, yeah, they're all at the same level coming in. So let's say like, they all come in at like the level of a B or a C, because they've all watched like the pre-recorded curriculum. So they know the concept, they know how to do the multiple choice questions, they know how to do the definitions, and they got the concept questions down. So when they come in, they're all flying the aircraft at the same level, like the same height. And so now what I can do is I can teach them the A-star questions that your child really needs to know. Because if you want your child to earn an A-star in A-level chemistry in year 13 or an A in year 12, then they've got to be practicing the A-star question or the A questions in their tutoring sessions. There's no point them just like doing one-on-one, which is just homework help, or group, which is they're just doing some questions that some tutors got off a pack. No, they need a really structured approach that teaches them, like, the A-level mindset, study skills, revision strategies, exam techniques, keeps them motivated, and all the content, and drills and practices the A-star questions over and over again, or through the duration of the course. And everybody's always flying at the same level because they can all watch a pre-recorded curriculum. Now, when I explain this to parents this way, this is when they go, oh, you know what, Graham, that does actually seem to make a bit of sense. Right. And so this is the difference between group, the difference between one-to-one, and what the ACE Chem Accelerator program is. All right. So look, as I always say this, parents, look, if you're the parent of a year 12 child and you're thinking, yeah, you know what Graham was talking about? Yeah, that makes sense. And you want your child to earn an A on the UCAS prediction exam, then I need you to reach out to me. Okay. If you're the parent of a year 13 child and you're thinking, yeah, you know, Graham's structured approach, the hybrid model seems to be, yeah, it just clicks with me. It makes sense. Then I need you to reach out to me. All right. Because if your child gets an A in year 12, it'll be predicted an A star in year 13. So you get an A star in year 13, then they can enroll in the medical, dental, and veterinary programs at the chosen universities in the UK. All right. So what I need you to do then is this. Doesn't matter where you're watching this live stream, if it's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook page, business page, profile, group, whatever. Around the video somewhere, there is a comment box. You can leave me a comment, or you can send me a message, or you can pop over to Facebook and you can send me a message on Facebook. And look, I'll reach out to you, or my assistant will reach out to you, and we'll book a call in. And I'll just sit down with you and your child on a call, and I'll explain to you, you know, what the ACE Chem Accelerator program actually is. It's a hybrid course. And the 5 steps that I follow, my proven pathway, to help your child earn an A in year 12 or an A star in year 13 in A-level chemistry. And I'll even put together a customized game plan for your child so they can see how they can move their grade in the mark book up to their predicted grade, up to their aspirational grade, up to an A or an A star, depending on which year they're in less than 16 weeks. Okay. So anyway, hope I answered the question, parents. What's the difference between group, one-to-one, and the ACE Chem Accelerator program? All right. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.